Yo, let's get it. Yo, what up? Let's go, baby, let's go! We got the cross! We got the cross! We go on to 16, baby. Oh shit. Guys, we booming, man. You ready? You ready for this shit, bro? Look at this. Daily cross. Right here. What happened last time, guys? What happened last time? We ran from $20 all the way to $34. Almost doubled in price. So yeah, I think we're headed to the $18 level, $19 level today. Fucking excited. This was the point of interest that we were tracking, and we are headed there now. We're about a day early, so I'm excited for this, dude. I think we're gonna get this run now that we got that cross. It's a heavy cross. We've seen it happen before. So yeah, man. All we gotta do now is cross this first level of resistance here at 1640, and then from there we're likely going to be touching that macro resistance trend line back here. That would be around the $18-19 range. Now we do have to hold a couple of levels, okay, beforehand. We definitely have to cross this first level of resistance for that to happen. So we're here for that, man. We are here for that. Let's see what goes down. But let's fucking rally, man. We're in this rally. That's what we're here for. You know what I mean? All right. What we're here for. Make sure you like the stream. Let's party it up in here, bro. Oh, yeah. Anomaly, what up, brah? Matt, how you doing? Kevin, Brian, Keith, Solid Squeed, what's up? Hiliana, Mikey, Sean, Trader in the Trees, Doge, Bobby. What is up, guys? You psyched or what, man? We just hit $16. All right, let's get the charts. See what we got going on. You guys already know what goes down. When we go down, we just chill, man. We chill. And we look at the charts. This volume feed looks so goofy. Volume looks so goofy here. It's like so large. I feel like I've never seen it that large before. Okay, whatever. Yeah, let's take this out. C-Fats, thanks, bro. You need some ABBA? Yeah, we'll get some ABBA going. We'll get some ABBA going. I think Amy's just taking a little breather after hitting 16. The market is looking pretty good. The SPY's looking pretty good. I was mentioning in the Discord that we did need to maintain this level here at 384. Between 382 and 384 is what you want to maintain for a bullish reversal, right? A macro bullish reversal. Anything below that, if we start crossing the 380 level down, we do have resistance at 376. Or I'm sorry, support at 376. Let's pull it up. Here we go. Okay, so this is going to be support. Now, the reason why it's 376 is because we know how these wicks behave, okay? You have to remember that with wicks, they get erased very quickly when they come back up. All right, so V reversals, typically on the daily, you're going to see just a wick. You're not going to see the candle close below. If it does close below, then that's typically a bearish indicator. But I would see if we did have a bearish market today, it would probably take us down towards that level going into tomorrow. You already know how the market likes to react and sort of price things in with catalysts, like major catalysts. Tomorrow we have the CPI data coming out, which is huge. So expecting something to happen here in the short term. But right now things are looking good. And I'm expecting a continuation here in bullish pressure. Okay, but AMC is having a fucking rally, and that's what we're here for, dude. Looking real good. Possible that she comes back to test this range here. Okay, that's going to be the first level of support if she does, right? If not, then we do continue to come back up here again and continue this rally. Nice push here. Volume is good in my opinion. It's pretty nice volume for a day like this. Remember the cycle, when the cycle does play out, this is part of the cycle, by the way, guys. we did have a point of interest that is here for tomorrow. All right, and that is, again, the way we track it here is going to be plus or minus 1 day. Give it a range, and that's very tight. For macro POIs, so points of interest on the macro scale, I do give it a week, just because remember we have these dates that roll over on the calendar, right? But with smaller POIs, you definitely want to track at least 1 to 2 days in between. And right now, what we have going on here, 6% up for the day, and it's barely 10 o'clock here. So Tess, what's up, man? What is up? Sean, yes, it is. The pattern actually that we are looking at right now. Let me see if I can pull it up. It should be on the AMC chart. Multiple levels. What is this? Okay, weird. Here we go. Is the March 29th scenario. March 29th scenario. The pattern. March 29th pattern back here. Okay. That is currently playing out right now. Now we do have this spike right here playing out. What is this? These levels back here, right? Which is this run. And this would indicate that we would hit resistance at around this $20 level, and that's if we do have a continuation here of this spike. Now, if it's a quick wick, guys, and it comes back down, let's say that we do get shorted here in the next couple of hours. I'm still extremely bullish on AMC, especially if we respect this $14.50 level going into tomorrow. I think this would set us up for that, if we're not already getting that today, right? This is very close by here on the POI, which is a very strong possibility that it does play out here in the short term. But we always have to consider the any worst case possibilities here in the short term if we don't get that full breakthrough. But we did get the daily EMA cross, the 1348 EMA cross, so that is enough for me to remain bullish here from like a technical analysis perspective. Even though we track a lot of our analysis here from just the cycle analysis approach. But yeah, man, this is great. Look at that, Amy coming back. $15.95. I'm going. All right. Wesley. Amy is looking really, really, really good. Let's look at that yearly macro setup here. I was going to talk about this on a video, but figured I'll just bring it up now and talk about it on the video later. These zones that we have been talking about here, we have the volatility zone, the parallel zone, and then the support zone. These are all taken from levels that were created back here on the COVID correction. So you saw a lot of stocks, follow through with this obviously in a correction phase or a crash phase, you're going to see every stock go down, right? Everything starts to merge together and follow a similar cycle. So back here we had all these levels were created, right? The resistance and support levels. And this is where we get our parallel zone, right? Where what is this blue zone that AMC likes to gravitate back into. And we also have the red zone that is being respected right now, which is right here, okay? Right back here is a larger fractal of what's playing out right here. And then we also have the volatility zone. The volatility zone, when you get into this zone, it's parabolic. So you either go through other I mean exactly what happened here. We crossed blue and green and went straight up to 77, or you get shorted back down. We talked about this on the last video. And right now we're coming into the blue zone, which is what we want, because we do have, again, this macro resistance trend line. And we're about to, we're getting very close, guys. It's getting very narrow. So right now, that's what we're expecting. We're expecting a hit here in the short term. Since there is a POI this week, the 13th, I'm expecting this to push full through and hit that $18, $19 level. Now, this is where I do believe we're going to have some resistance here. I believe that if we come up here and test this level in the short term, we're going to have resistance. It's going to come back down, and we're going to have a projector pattern here in the short term. Now, that's going to either indicate that we get a very similar scenario to what happened here in June, okay? A smaller projector pattern, and we climb back up. We either test a larger and create a larger projector to then hit that macro POI in the early August range, right? Because that's the macro POI that we've been tracking. And if we set up for that, then we should go, right? If not, then we get, again, this larger projector, and things get extended for the end of September, which is the next POI. So either scenario, I mean, we're crossing this macro resistance trend line, which is very bullish to me. But look at that, guys. We're about to come into this channel. Look at that. Parallel channel here. Going right into it. Yeah, JMA? Yes, sir. We are definitely, if you guys saw the video on Ethereum Classic or crypto tracking Ethereum Classic, if you guys go watch that video, it talks about the tracking on Ethereum Classic and how we did have a phase here where things were tracking identical. But just here recently, we started separating from that. And I talked about that, how this was going to happen. This was inevitable. And once it did, we were going to see the same thing in the markets now, where things are not, that's typically a bullish indicator. Because if things are going to start tracking inverse to each other, and you have cycles leveraging off of each other, these hedge funds have to cover their short positions, and that is a strategy that they use. Once they are done shorting the market, they have to cover, okay? And there's a strategy in the way they do that where they actually make money doing so. So this is not just the over-leveraged positions, guys. This is just hedge funds in general. It's just how the market works. There's a shorting stage and there's a covering stage. And typically, they still make money on the covering stage. Because they go long. They go long once they are, you know, accumulating down here, right? So yeah, this is fucking bullish as hell. I'm excited. We're about to cross 16, guys, again. Here we go. All right, guys, we're getting close. Getting close. All right, 1604 is the magic number. Cross that. We're headed to fucking 1640. That is the next level of resistance. 5 minute. Sorry, 1664. But we do have to cross 1640. This is a wick, so yes, 1640 is going to be the next level for a full push through, full break. I think we'll get there, man. Alright, Amy, come on, let's get it. I want 16, 04, 05, all the way to 40, baby. There we go, there we go, there we go. Oh, fuck. Here we go, baby, come on! There we go, there's the cross, guys, let's go! 1640 is next.
Anywhere that you can, you're a sailor and you jump to the storm. Every
Yeah, we need some elephants in the chat. Need some elephants in the chat. Alright, we need some, like, funky ass music, bro. I'm gonna find a funky ass song. Oh yeah. You're right. We need some candle licks. Hey, there we go. Hey, let's get it, baby. Nice. Alright, let's draw some lines. Let's draw some fucking lines. Baby. I'm over here trying to draw some elephant trunks, but hey, you know what? I think we'll do that a little bit later. All right, guys, we have a lot of resistance right now at this range, this level. Okay. Oh. What the hell happened to it? Okay, here we go. A lot of resistance right here. I'm trying to see. I've seen this pattern before. Trying to think where. Okay, so I will say this, and I'm gonna pull it up real quick so you guys can see this because I think it's important to follow. Let's see if I can go through with it. Okay, so if you guys have seen the website, tradingwithemotions.com, I have this available feature now where you guys can actually see the light. It's an interactive chart, so it's pretty cool. I'm gonna pull it up so you guys can see what the price action here was geared towards and where the POI is, so we can track that. Okay. Let's pull it up. So here's the site. Why does it look like that? Oh, that's why. Here we go. All right, so this is what you do. You go on the site. You have interactive charts. And in this case, we have AMC here, right? So it works the same way as if you were making like a prediction or something on AMC. So you can interact with this. You can transfer it over to your trading view if you have one. And this is what we got so far. I posted this on Sunday. Currently tracking everything and respecting the levels, right? So these are highs, these are lows. And they're boxes that are respected. These are not supposed to be like candles that you should be tracking for, like one candle or something like that. I know it kind of looks that way, but it's a range that you must track. I do use a 4-hour chart, and currently we are respecting this thing. We're tracking it to a T, and I do have that POI for tomorrow. Okay, so if we don't get that today, it would kind of make sense that we stay in this zone. It would make a lot of sense that we stay in the zone and then start setting up for that run tomorrow. Again, with CPI data coming out, that might be that like, cycle catalyst put in place for the market to have a rally. I mean, potentially we could see a major rally in the market and have a lot of stocks squeeze and set up, right? Or start to squeeze at least, right? Because we already saw the market sector rotating here. We saw that with crypto first. Mara was a huge indicator, one of the stocks that started to go up first. So, again, I'm very bullish, bro. This is good stuff here. So yeah, if you want to interact with this and stuff, go on the website. Again, I updated everything. It's a new website. Check it out. All right. All right, let's see where Amy holds. Okay. Okay, a little bit of resistance here. And this is going to be that level to track here in the next couple of minutes if things do start to come back down. This is your typical arc pattern here as well. It's the Amy arc pattern. So it's possible we do come back down just to test this level of resistance or support first. If not, we would need a clear breakthrough here and continuation on this rally. But I am seeing a bit of resistance, so that might be a possibility here. Again, you guys just saw that chart that I showed you, and I was looking for this level to play out, but it's slow and steady, setting up for the run, right? Which is indicated to happen tomorrow or either today after hours. Take that obviously with a grain of salt. You guys know how POIs work a lot of the time when there's volatility in the market. Even if you do hit certain levels, especially in resistance, and you just stick on this zone, that doesn't always mean that we're gonna get a full breakthrough and push up. So just have that in the back of your mind, right? But things are looking very bullish to me, and obviously I'm more inclined to believe that we're gonna have a run. But you always have to be prepared for any possibilities. CA3. So remember, the volume coming in here is mainly volume that is controlled by the cycle here. So the guys, the gates are not going to be open until there is a clock over on the cycle, right? So what happened back in I'll show you an example of that, because opening the gates is dangerous for these hedge funds, because they really can't do anything about it. There has to be some sort of pressure that brings the stock back down. But typically, this will be a mix of the algorithm and volume coming in. But the levels being hit, the resistance levels, you see a large amount of shares being dumped back into the market. And that's why we saw this wick here, where it went to 34. And then, well, obviously, the algorithm stopped that. And you saw it cut off right here at the $30 range. So we're not going to see a heavy inflow in volume until we set up for the run here. So it would make sense that if we stick around this range here today, that we set up for a run tomorrow. This is already very bullish, guys. If you go on the daily chart, this is a very bullish chart. I mean, look at it. Setting up very nicely here for another push up. There are a lot of contracts expiring this week. Obviously, you have a lot of contracts out of the money on the 145s, but you also have a lot of puts out of the money as well, and in the money too. And sometimes that is not to do with really paying attention as much to the max pain. Max pain this week, I believe, is at 15. But I don't put too much focus on that with days like this. We've seen it happen before where like max pain is at, I think before you ran to 34, it was at like 12 or something. So that really is just a distraction, in my opinion. It doesn't always work. It doesn't always play out. So I don't put too much focus. Just like any data that is brought into you, you have to be very skeptical with it, because it is a way to manipulate the stock in the sense that people rely too much on that data, right? And like, oh, this data indicates that, so the stock must go up or it must go down. And that's not always the case. We see that happen with Ortex data. We see that happen with cost to borrow, failure to delivers, everything like that. I'm very skeptical with it. I would much rather rely on what the chart is telling me than what is provided, like Ortex data and stuff like that. Short data, I put very little faith in. All right, 1595, looking good. It's going to be a test here that we have to watch out for. Oh. Yeah, I know what the fuck this pattern is now. I know what this pattern is. Of course I do. Of course we do, man. This is an iconic pattern of just AMC and GME in general. Okay, so this is the pattern we got, and this is actually a very bullish pattern. Now, I'm going to take a couple of versions of this pattern, because there is a lot of versions here. This is one of them. And where is the other? I think I'm going to take from GameStop's chart. Just trying to see which pattern I'm going to take. I think I found it on the minute chart too. It's right here, but I want to find a better one. Well, actually, you know what? You know who made this fucking pattern earlier today? Not earlier today, just in general. In the past couple of days, Shiba Inu has been making this pattern. Here we go. Boom, bada bing. All right. I think we're going to use Shiba on this one. We'll see. Might be able to use both. So this that you're looking at right here, I don't know if you guys can see that, but yeah, Shiba. We're definitely gonna use Shiba for this. Okay, so you guys see this right here? This is the resistance that I'm talking about. It's very possible that we do get like if things don't play out inverse here and the pattern still continues to track, it's very likely that we actually do get a pushback down and test this level of support again. Okay, based on this fractal that we're looking at here. Now, what this does indicate, though, is even though it's a consolidation day after reaching this level, okay, that this would likely set us up for a run here in tomorrow, right, where we have that POI. I mean, guys, you can tell how accurate this pattern is. I mean, you have this fractal plays out a lot, and it plays out a lot on meme stocks. I've noticed this pattern. You can find the same pattern before we ran up in, let's pull it up, in January, right here. Okay, it's a different form of that pattern, but it is the same pattern. Things don't always have to look, perfect, but it is the same structure. You get your pump. You consolidate at the top. They come back down. And then you rip after that. Most of the time, you will have a rip. Look at that. Actually, this would make so much sense. Look, this POI here even indicates that there's upside, right? Because fractals do work on different time frames. If we were to line this up like this, guys, look. Okay. Same fucking thing, all right? You got your pump. Pump. Dump. Pressure up. Consolidation. Come back down again. More consolidation. And then you set up for a rip. And what is tomorrow? The POI. Alright? I would not be surprised if we fucking do this today. I'm actually willing to, I'm not gonna put, like, I'm not gonna say that this is going to happen, but there is a really strong chance that this does happen. And part of the reason why we have the POI set up the way it is, because you see it go up. Again, if you go to that interactive chart and you follow the boxes, you see that we are stuck in this range for today. And then tomorrow is when we get that push up. Now, again, this doesn't always have to go that way. Remember, when fractals don't play out to the upside and they do play out inverse, they typically do that on the POI. So even though this is indicating like a push up, we don't have to get that push up. We can get a push back down, especially if the market does react, in a negative way to that data. In cycle, using cycle approach, right? Which we already know that what these guys are gonna do tomorrow. They already know what they're gonna do tomorrow, but we don't, right? The retail is always left out. They don't know what the fuck is happening unless you try and crack the code, right? Try and crack the code with a little bit of cycle analysis. Papa Goose, what is good, man? How you doing? Thanks, brother. Have not heard from you in a while. How you doing, man? You gotta hit me up. All right, so let's track this pattern because right about now is when this thing either continues to follow or it stops following. There's really nothing else that can happen. It's a triple top setup here. Okay, and if it doesn't cross through and there is resistance, then we are going to come back down. Whatever, man. That's more opportunity here in the short term to add to a position. Not financial advice, but personally what I would consider since I am tracking this setup here. Okay. So right about now here in the next couple of minutes, we're either going to see a massive push up or a massive push down. Not a massive one, but like here, let's draw some lines, bro. Let's draw some fucking lines. The fuck? All right, let's draw the bearish one first, just because that's what we got here. That's what the bearish one indicates. Yeah. Bang. A bullish one and bearish one are still the same, and a bullish one would just be the inverse, right? So we got something like this. So which one is it gonna be? And I still believe that the bullish one would still behave in the same way towards the end. If that were to be the case, and we play out an inverse version of this pattern, I don't see how they would be able to short it down unless we did hit resistance today. If we hit resistance today, then this would make a lot of sense. It would make sense for it to play out inverse right now, come back up, test resistance, and then maybe they do have their plan is to short the market tomorrow. That would make sense. But if we don't, then this might be an indicator that the market is going to rally. So I kind of prefer this scenario down here. As weird as that is, I do kind of prefer this scenario. All right, let's take these patterns and just keep these two here for a sec. See what goes down. I'm gonna keep the one below first. I think this is the one that is more likely to play out. All right, there's our volume there. It's a quick green candle followed by a red candle to cancel that out. If we do get a continuation here, if not, then this is just gonna push up. And if guys, if this does happen, do expect consolidation for the day. It's very likely that something like this would, like if this does follow through here in the next hour, 30 minutes actually, then I would expect some consolidation for the day. Okay. All right, let's look at this pattern real quick. See what we got here. It's crazy how fractals behave, man. Fractals are so fucking cool. I mean, guys, this is what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't have to look like the most perfect pattern. You just have to you have to follow the direction of that pattern. Upside, downside. Okay, you got wicks in between. Even though it doesn't follow it to a T, you can tell where the price is going up and where it's going down. All right, up, sideways, down. Okay, you see that wick? It's coming down. Obviously, stop tracking it if it starts doing this, then you're like, okay, the pattern is not following this fractal anymore. It gave up right here, and then you look for another fractal, another pattern. But that's the cool thing about this, is that you don't have to be set on one specific pattern, but it gives you a nice guide as to where the price is likely to go next. See which one looks better here. Up here, let me see if I can line I'm gonna line this one up. This one's a little bit off. 2. Okay, and some of these do play like in between, will play out inverse. For example, right here, this wick that comes down, you see it come up here on this other fractal. Okay, so sometimes it's better to look at things from the macro scale because you can still get a good perspective of it if you're looking at it from there and then be like, oh, okay, well, this is still indicating some sort of downward pressure here. So even though it's coming up, it might be possible that we do come back down here for a little bit. But we did just get a cross here, so if it does start to play out inverse, then we're going to see this completely just take its turn back up. And that either way, that is going to be good for AMC. So we're still trying to get that level, hit that yearly resistance level trend line. Okay. All right. All right, so there, I think that might have been the cancellation wick here, but we'll see, because it's already happened twice. One here and one here. Whoops. One here and one here. Okay, so yes, this is our level here that this is likely going to take a turn down here, guys. Just be prepared for that possibility of this coming back down. Again, we have multiple fractals here indicating downside for a little bit before making a push back up. Okay. All right. How low? So I don't believe it's going to go super low, guys. Again, this is just a consolidation phase. Okay, but we have multiple patterns here indicating, if we line these up with the highs and the lows, that we should stick around this $15, $20, the 15-20 range right here. So anything below that, you know, we start to cross multiple levels, then I'll become a little bit more short-term bearish on that. But I believe that just based on this behavior here that we have, that we will see the 15-20 range. and we'll stick there for a little bit before coming back up again. Remember, there's multiple fractals we're tracking here. It's not just one. Okay, this is the other one. This one, in the short term, would still indicate the 1520 level, and then towards the end of the day, we could end up seeing the 1450. Again, I would not be bearish here yet because this is still a level of support. But if you're crossing multiple levels back to back, okay, then yes, I would be short-term bearish. But right now, things are looking pretty good. All right, still have that POI here for tomorrow, so I'm going to be tracking that. And again, this is just a fractal, guys. Remember, fractals do end up giving up at some point, so this doesn't have to fully play out, but a lot of the times it does. It does. So, you know, it's just a tool, just like any other indicator, right? You know, an EMA cross, or, you know, tracking divergence on a stock, anything like that, moving averages, they don't always have to indicate upside, but sometimes they're more inclined to. So that's just kind of how cycle analysis works too, right? Not everything is going to play out in the favor, but I like it. It's very helpful. I think this is more helpful than indicators, because they're natural. It's all natural, bro. You're taking a pattern that already played out, and the algorithms are very likely to repeat that on larger and smaller time frames. So you're likely to get a very similar setup, especially on the same stock. I mean, we're using a fractal here that happened on AMC. So algorithms do like to behave very similar to the stock that they are controlling. All right. Market is setting up for some All right, so I will be back today a little bit later today, guys. I guess I'm expecting this consolidation to happen here. If not, I will have a video out here in the short term. I did need to update some things on AMC, so have on the lookout for that. If you want more updates and stuff, just make sure you join the Discord. I send out stuff on there as well on the Twitter. And go check out that interactive chart as well on the website. Just click the link below, interactive charts, and you will be able to see the points of interest on AMC, okay? I do provide that for everybody to use. So you can see that, you can control it if you want to, and you can track it. And right now, it's tracking on that box. So we are set to go, and hopefully things get respected here in the short term so we could start climbing up. Okay, guys? I will see you soon. Bye-bye. Love you.